name is Christine Johnson. I work at Laguna Honda. I'm a nurse. We've been fighting for the city and our laws and our rules for decades. You cannot basically use us to balance the city budget. That's not right. We need strength. We need to come together as a team. We need to fight for one another, and let's do this. This is not right, okay? This is not right. Let's do this together, okay?
Vice President for SEIU 10 to 1. I will be your MC today as we're out here in this rally. We are all here together as a coalition of San Francisco City and County Workers United. Solidarity with our labor siblings and our community. As we head into our contract negotiations, we want to make sure City Hall understands our priority. We are in for the biggest fight for the city of San Francisco. As city workers, we work on the front lines of San Francisco's biggest challenges daily. And because of that, we understand what works and what's needed. We are still facing a staffing crisis. We have an extremely high vacancy rate in departments, classifications that are critical to public safety, including 911 dispatch, which has a 40% vacancy rate, registered nurses at our public hospitals, social workers who connect unhoused people with services, who provide mental health and substance abuse treatment. The city is wasting millions upon millions of dollars outsourcing public services to companies outside of San Francisco with very little oversight or accountability. Over $6.2 billion in contracts every year since 2017. Shame, you guys. Majority of these contracts are due to 94% of the contract. 94% of the contracts are being contracted out to services that should be public services and to the workers of the public servants of San Francisco. Shame. Only 6% of the mayor's cuts so far have been outside of contractors. Instead of cutting vacant positions, we desperately need field. We should be cutting wasteful private contracts. Public services should be public. With that being said, you guys, I want to start the order of our guest speakers. I am proud to bring our first speaker to the stage.
San Francisco, I am happy to stand here with the city workers united to get fair contracts, not only for themselves and their families, but for our beloved city. Our city workers love our city. Our city workers know how to improve our city. We need to make sure that the upcoming contract rates address those issues. I want to acknowledge a few people here today that are standing with us. I want to introduce Supervisor Shaman Walton. Supervisor Raphael Mendelman. Supervisor Myrna Melgar. Our city workers will continue the fight to get fair contracts until they are allowed to fix this city. The answer to all the questions are hire more city workers. with a chant. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Thank you.
Give it up to Sister Kim from Labor Council, you guys. This is another one of our big sisters, one of my SEIU sisters in labor. This is the CEO, my sister Kim Yvonne, who is here from 2015, always coming out in solidarity.
Good afternoon, sisters and brothers. I don't know, you can't see it from here, but you look a beautiful sight today. Listen, I proudly serve as an executive vice president alongside 450,000 care workers who are in this fight with you today. 30,000 of them live, work, labor, care for others in the community here in San Francisco. And we stand with you. Because your fight is our fight. We know the vital services that you provide is what makes the city of San Francisco work for everyone. And we're here today standing with you to call on every elected leader to take this moment of crisis in this city and invest in workers, not divest of services. The only way to do that is when we fight to have dignity ourselves. To be valued, to be invested in. And we join you in making sure that we are lifting up the need to do just that in this city by staffing up full-time essential workers as a central requirement to make sure we have a city that works for all of us. Sister Kristen said earlier, 3,700 vacant positions already exist in this city and in this county. That is shameful, y'all. When you have people that need the services and you're struggling, doing the work of 2 and 3 people, there is no reason why we are not putting the full energy of our power into filling every single one of those vacancies. We need to make sure that they understand loud and clear, everyone understands loud and clear that has the power to do something about it, to fix our city, that they fill those vacancies, that they invest in the workers that need to deliver for the very people who call San Francisco home. So we urge the city, follow San Francisco Civil Grand Jury reported, we got to speed up the hiring process and invest in more full-time staff. We got a report that tells us what you've been saying for years, right? So listen, follow the report, invest in public workers. This is a win-win for San Francisco. It's a win-win for you, and it's going to make sure we have a city that works for all of us. Si se puede!
It's like the Holy Trinity, right? You have the firefighters, which is like our first responders. You got city and county workers. You got staff. You got the trades back here. Zola, Local 38, 261. It's the Holy Trinity of labor gathering and telling the city, you got to fix it, right? And so it's a really big deal to have all these folks gathered and especially to make sure that city workers are taken care of. And right now, how can you have a city running on like temp status? And so all these unions for the last year and a half have been asking the city, make workers permanent, make them stationary. But you can't do this to first responders. You can't do this to the folks that are taking care of the city. It's incredible to have this many folks on overtime, to have to do all of these things, but you're not taking care of the workers right now and hiring more. The same way that people should get hired across the board. If it's taking a cop to get hired 3 months to be able to go into the academy, why can't we do the same thing with the rest of the city, right? Este es uno de esos momentos que históricamente se está uniendo toda la Trinidad sindicalista en San Francisco y están los bomberos que son los primeros que responden a cualquier emergencia, están los plomeros del local 38, local 261, todos los empleados de la ciudad del condado en el hospital general, todos esos son trabajadores que están diciendo a la ciudad, hey, tienes que arreglar a la ciudad. Este es un momento muy importante históricamente porque ahora sí los trabajadores del condado y la ciudad tienen derecho de irse a la huelga, ¿verdad? Eso es algo que no ha pasado en 50 años. Entonces que se junten todos estos sindicatos a la misma vez y digan, estamos yéndonos a la calle, es un mensaje bastante grande que se le está mandando a la administración del gobierno, pero también decirles, ya es hora, ¿verdad? Queremos, si es necesario, nos vamos a una huelga, pero queremos salirnos a una huelga, es un sacrificio para que todos puedan ganar más. Y de eso se trata, que se respeta a los obreros de la ciudad, pero imagínense, los bomberos están aquí afuera también. I think the next step is we got to find out from our Public Employees Council, which includes SEIU 1021, Local 38, the Building Trades 261, 798, all of these locals that work directly with the city and county. We have to take our direction from them. I work in the private sector with janitors in the downtown. That's a different contract, so I would never want to put my spoon in something I'm not familiar with. What I will do is whatever they say goes with Local 87. If they're going out on strike, we will stand with our sisters and brothers, because that's what you got to do. It may not affect our market, our interests directly. Local 87 is going to stand with all the unions when they say it's go time for us. Quiero que sepan que nosotros no metemos cucharas en ollas ajenas. Los trabajadores sindicalistas que trabajan para el Palacio Municipal, el gobierno del condado, son muy diferentes a los trabajadores que yo represento en el sector privado. Pero si esos sindicatos dicen nos vamos a huelga, el local 87 va a estar presente para poder responder a ese llamado y estar con ellos en solidaridad. Pero quiero ser muy clara, yo no me echo cuchara en olla ajena. Lo que ellos digan, si es hora de irnos a la huelga, allí estará el local 87 al 100% y al pie del cañón.
Is Bird here? Bird, if you're here, please come up to the podium, brother.
San Francisco 911 dispatcher. My name is Bert Wilson. We've been struggling since pre-COVID. We want to make the city safe for everybody to come in and enjoy it and rebuild the city, but the department and the city is not letting us hire, or they're delaying on hiring people. We want to answer your phone calls. We want to help you out, but we're so short-staffed and so burnt out that we need help.
Give them the help they need!
As much as we told the city last time at bargaining that we need to staff up, but they've just been dragging their feet. It takes 255 days to hire somebody in the city. That is ridiculous. It's hard enough for us to do our job, and let alone being that short-staffed. It's taking toll on everybody.
I want to bring up our supervisor of D4, Connie Chan.
Good afternoon! It is good to see your faces. It is good to see all your faces and stand with you, the people that keep San Francisco running. We're tired of politicians pointing fingers at each other and asking each other and blaming each other why the city doesn't work. Let me tell you why the city doesn't work. Because we're not supporting our workers. It's very, very simple. We want the city works, then let's go to the people that's keeping the city working. And today, I stand in solidarity with you. And we say it's time to fix our city. And as your budget chair, I know how. We know how. Stop the top-down approach and listen to our workers. Let's now manage our city with accountability and with integrity, and let's make sure that our city runs. Because we know it's not working. We know things are broken down. You know why? Because our workers are broken down. We need accountability with our contractors. We need to stop the tax giveaway to the billionaires and the wealthies. It is time that City Hall do the math and do the our workers. Our city deserves better, and our city can do better.
I want to give it up to my brother Larry Mazzola from Local 38.
What's up, city workers? What's up, building trades workers? What's up, Local 38 workers? I love these signs, the orange and white one. What a show of unity today. Thank you all for coming. All of us need to stay together for these next 2 or 3 months. This is our fight together. Nobody's branching off. We're going to do this together. That's the only way this works, is together. Here we are again, facing a big deficit. Is that our fault? No! They would rather outsource your work, like everyone's talking about today. Is that your fault? The cost of living, is that going up? Yeah! How about inflation? Yeah! It keeps going up. Yeah! And we're going to demand at the bargaining table that they recognize our city workers and that they don't forget about our city workers. Because our city workers run this city, nobody else. Even until we get a fair contract for all of our city workers.
Pumped up right on Brother Larry. So I want to bring up one of our allies, one of our community allies. I want to bring up Shah Sam with the Chinese Progressive Association to come up and speak.
Chinese Progressive Association. We are a 50-year-old grassroots social justice organization working to serve, educate, and organize our community to win changes that can improve their lives and the lives of everyone here in San Francisco. And I'm so proud to also be a member of San Francisco Rising and of Jobs with Justice San Francisco. And we are here today to stand in solidarity with city workers, saying we need to staff up San Francisco. The community fight is labor's fight, and labor union's fight is the community's fight. We are here today because my members, Chinese Progressive Association members, live in substandard housing, in single-room occupancy hotels. Our members, some belong to labor unions, but the vast majority are part of the 90% of workers who do not benefit from union representation. The vast majority of our members have to fight and face retaliation simply to ask for their legal rights to minimum wage, overtime, breaks, and safety at work. The majority of our members are struggling because they're fearful about public safety, because they don't see the transportation they need for their families and to get to work, because they can't access affordable housing, because their children are concerned about mental health and bullying in schools. Does any of that sound familiar to y'all? So what we need, it's not just CPA members, it's not just city worker families, it's all families in San Francisco. We're in crisis, and the city is threatening corporate tax giveaways and devastating service cuts to communities of color at a time when we need services the most. What our communities need right now are safe and clean streets. They need well-staffed hospitals. They need teachers who can afford to live in the city and who are paid on time. They need mental health services. And they need equitable pathways to job opportunities, to quality jobs, to good union jobs. If we learn nothing else from COVID, we know this. Our safety and well-being depends on our collective safety and well-being. So when we say we're going to move together, that means we move together as labor unions and as community organizations. We know it's a false divide, that many of us are members of both, and that they're going to try to pit us against each other and say, you're going to have to choose between layoffs and getting services for your community. You're going to have to choose between staffing up this city agency for that city agency. They're going to try to say that if we don't give the corporations whatever they want, we're going to be in an even worse mess. And we know that's not true. We know that our unity and solidarity is what is going to get us through and what is going to ensure sure that all communities in San Francisco can thrive, that all communities who are facing racism can thrive, that all communities that are facing challenges can thrive. Thank you so much.
The bus drivers out here in San Francisco, Anthony Bollister.
Thank you very much. I really don't speak too much at too many events, but I'm going to say that something without city workers and without the community, we won't have a job. We want to say that we keep the city moving, but without the support of everyone here, we don't have a job. And I want to let you know, as we go through contract negotiations, we're not asking for anything. We're demanding what we earn. We're demanding respect. We're not going to take no punching cards for an answer, because we want what is ours. Plain and simple as that. And we're going to go strong. We're going to keep it strong. We're going to keep it together. Thank you very much.
Newest president of IFPTE, Logo 21, our allies in labor. Sister Bianca, come to the stage and close it off.
I'm Bianca Polina, and I'm thrilled to be here as the president of IFPTE Local 21. I've lived in this city for almost 20 years. I've worked for this city for the past 10 years, and I am damn proud to be a city worker. Everything that we do here is about public services. It's all of our fight together. We are the ones that keep this city running day in and day out. We are staffing our hospitals. We are cleaning our streets. We are operating our airport. We are running the premier library system in all. We keep our transit moving, and we are the first responders. We are all essential workers, every single one of us. And what that means is when you take on one of us, you take on all of us. Doing jobs of 2 to 3 people each, and watching our communities struggle to get by with fewer services year after year. 3,700 vacant, funded permanent positions is a crisis. And last summer, a new civil grand jury report was released and exposed this crisis for everybody. That report warned that the effects of understaffed critical city services are everywhere. And we see it, right? We're living it. Muni runs fewer buses. 911 call center answering times have increased dramatically. San Francisco General Hospital is forced to divert ambulances and reduce its levels of care. But here's what we want to know. Why are billions of taxpayer dollars being funneled year after year to private contractors outside of San Francisco while these city worker jobs go unfilled? It has got to end. And the vision for our shared future is simple. It is excellent public services, which we all deserve.
You already know. So I want to close it out, you guys. I want to give a big thanks to all our speakers, and especially to all of you that came out on your lunch breaks, all of you guys that took time off of work to be here, because you know how important it is to keep this city running and support the workers that provide the service. There are things worth fighting for. And all of us are here willing to fight and protect to improve this city. Am I right? It's up to City Hall to do the right thing. Staff up, protect public services, and keep them public. And until they do that, guess what? We're going to keep coming back. And we're going to strike if we freaking need to. Are we ready to fight? Are we ready to fight? All right, you guys, let's go!
Rudy Gonzalez, the San Francisco Building and Construction Trades Council. We're out here at the Fix Our City rally with Public Employees Committee of the Labor Council. It's about 30,000 city workers that are demanding that the city and the mayor's administration invest in the human infrastructure of our city to make sure that we have a robust economic recovery that leads with public services, not privatization. Yeah, I think when you think about the crises that we see, the multi-pronged crises in our streets, whether it's our community members who are unhoused, or you talk about the healthcare and other provider services, all this stuff stems from the public services. And so when we have a city that has around 3,700 vacancies, chronic understaffing of everything from public works to public health, it affects people in the economy, it affects people downtown, it also affects people's real lives. We pay for in-home health care and supportive services workers through county and state dollars, right? So you have people making minimum wage right now who are caring for our aging population, they're caring for our disabled children, and to think that draconian budget cuts are going to keep them understaffed and underpaid, it's unconscionable in a city that has so much enormous wealth and capacity. But to your point, brother, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of support that's out here today. A lot of people were kind of spitballing, 400, 500 people, it's a lunch break, it's hard to get people out here. And everybody from engineers to educators are out here to support public services. And I think we had almost 2,000 people show up. I know we had 2,000 burritos and they're all gone, so at least that many.
We'll be back. We coming.